And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Transport Fever. Going for a serious amount of production. But first, we got to make the money so we can make the money. You know, because it takes money to make money. And look at that, we've already got passengers on this line. That's why I like to build off of a city that's already busting at the seams. So you get a lot of this extra growth. And if you look at your lines, you can see the roads start building in between. And that's when you want to upgrade them. Because you can upgrade them in this early state. Most of the time, you can upgrade them without destroying a building. So you see this one will destroy this building if I build it. So you want to be careful. But you can usually upgrade the early growth roads without destroying any buildings. Then later in the game, when there is a lot bigger buildings, it's a lot harder to upgrade roads. So you got to pick and choose which roads you want to upgrade. And we're going to come up to Chicago. Oh, what is this? What is this? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I didn't catch that in time? Oh. That's not cool at all. But get these roads upgraded, because you just never know which road system you're going to use later in the game. And it's best to get them upgraded before you get too much growth. So get them upgraded while the buildings are small. Oh, I accidentally deleted a building. Plus, it's a lot cheaper to get rid of buildings now than when they're worth, $1,000 a square foot or a square meter or whatever their unit of money is. Okay, so what was I doing? Oh yeah, I want to replace this line with a train that is awesome. And so we're going to set vehicle. We're going to set it to blue because that's blue. Well, I want the Atlantic. And let's see, how many of these 3 axles do we have on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 5 million per vehicle. That's a lot. That's a lot, actually. Wow. Okay, what is this thing worth? That's 1.4. Okay, this is going to be more expensive than I thought it was. I didn't think it was going to be that much more. I mean, this thing lost value really fast. Really fast, actually. So this will hold slightly more passengers, but the big improvement is how fast it can go. So we're going from 47 miles an hour to 62 miles an hour. That is a significant jump in our ability to service this more often. And that is really where we will shine with this. So in order to replace this with a decent, as little interruption to the service as possible, we're going to speed this up first of all. Run. What is the 753,000 a year? So let this empty out, and then reverse it, and then take out a huge loan Once it gets to a certain spot, I try to make sure it's past the halfway point. I reverse it again and set this to replace. So it pulls back into the station, replaces itself, and doesn't do a really big interference with the line. That'll replace, set this back to no, repay what we didn't use. And look at that, it filled up. So now, this beauty of an engine, I love this engine. Let's close the finances. Let's turn that off. And they did a great job in modeling these trains. Really detailed. I really like it. Oh, that reminds me, I don't have my logo on yet. So we're gonna slap a logo in there. Is that the right one? I have two different ones on here. Oh no, that's the right one. All right, so let's see if we actually get up to higher than 47 on this stretch. We should. Oh, he's cruising. Oh yeah, we're really pushing it now. So this should give us a pretty good amount of income here. 59, 60, and we hit our max speed, which is excellent. Are we gonna make it by the end of the year? Oh yeah. So now we're moving people way faster. Yeah, these things get out of sync as it runs. And then boink. 744,000, not too shabby. And since we replaced the train instead of depoted it, sold it and replaced it, we can actually see the historic monies that we're getting from this. So you can see in the next couple years, we'll see just how much more money this setup is making us versus the old one. Now, how about this train? Do we want to do the same sort of shenanigans with this? Because he is full on every run. And he's actually making me some good money every year. The running costs are slowly creeping up. The Mikado, which is not a passenger train. That's more of a hauling train because the speed is only, 50 miles an hour on it? So a little bit tough to justify that. I might let this one run for maybe another year before I upgrade it. Unless we start seeing a whole lot of people. Because look at how much that's filled out already. I mean, that is impressive. If we look at Indianapolis, yeah, look at that. This is where we added that other. So we added one city to the list, and it grew, and we added another city, and it grew, and now it started to stagnate. And we added that third connection, and boy, did we get a bump out of that. So we are actually moving people, a good number of people, if we look at our finances. But this has fewer cars on it than I really wanted to do. So this is going to, let's pause. Let me get my bearings. Okay, I want to, oh, he's already filling up. I was gonna reverse him, but he's already filling up on me. So I'm gonna have to replace that guy later. So as soon as this is hitting 42 passengers per trip, that'll be a good time to replace him. So I'm not too concerned with that. Nashville, I forget, is Nashville the center of country music? I'm not sure. Not my thing. But Nashville looks like it is responding well. We got a little weirdness going on here with some of our services. As the buildings sort of redesign themselves, as the roads get laid out, stuff starts happening with the cities. So now we've got 3 of the 4 connections to Indianapolis, and it's just a matter now of expanding this service, maybe adding another few towns. If we want to go do a through route, then that'll be kind of a good experiment to see if adding a point-to-point route is better or adding a through route is better. I'm not sure. But the last station is over here. I want to do one over here. And this one will be mainly for... let's see, that one can get Springfield. So St. Louis, is that the only city? Well, I could put St. Louis and then come down to Shreveport. And maybe hit Memphis. That would be a tight corner on that. A very slow, tight corner. But it could be done. But St. Louis, that's going to be a quickie. That's going to be just a quick jaunt over to St. Louis. And what does it look like? That's all industry. That's kind of not what I want. I want to cover as much residential as possible, so we grow that out. Because we've got a bunch of residential coming in here. We're covering that quite substantially. You can see the catchment area of this is really influencing all of this growth here. So let's bring that out, bring that down. So I want to make sure the city is not going to do anything crazy. It's going to do some crazy stuff in here. I just know it. It's inevitable. Oh, I missed it again. Missed it again. How is this guy doing now? Is he still full? Ooh, he's almost full. So I'm glad I added a 5th car onto that. That would have been an oversight not to put that 5th car on there. So if I bend this, if I face this a little bit north, I'd be able to swing around and capture most of this residential, and then I could continue that swing down and hit Shreveport. So I'd be able to continue that arc all the way down to Shreveport. So I think with this one, we are going to hit a slight incline on this. And this is going to be a dead end one again, and we're gonna go 2nd Street connection. Of course, I want to do 2. Oh, let's do 4, because I'm sure this one will be used for goods eventually. So I'm not really getting a whole lot of connection in here. So let's. Can I upgrade? I doubt I can upgrade that without destroying a building. Oh no, that's already upgraded. So let me take that away. We're going to combine it with that road there. And let's see. It's an interesting little pattern we've got going on here. If we connect right up to that, I'd be able to hit quite a lot of that commercial in there. Not a whole lot, but better than nothing. And that's a little too angled, so I can actually bend that down a little bit and get a little bit better of a connection. Yeah, I like to connect that. How is that angle? Actually, we could bring that off just a little bit more. Give us a little bit more leeway with this. Right in there. Sold. Okay, connect that. We're going to bring that out. Bring that straight down, connect it to there. As far as passengers go, oh, this is going to be kind of tricky in here. If I want to do a big one of these, well, I could put it right in there. I'm going to do it. And then take my lines, and Chestnut Street is here, so we're going to add this station. And then my clockwise route is right after College Street. We're going to add this one. And I'm going to need to add more vehicles onto those routes here soon. As soon as, well, I was hoping to do it with the Schneider when it comes out. I forgot what year it came out though. Yeah, we're going to want to upgrade this soon. Very, very soon. Don't really have the money yet for it. Let's see. Why am I... Oh. Let's see. Yeah, see, we're kind of choking on loan interest right now, so I've got to be very careful about how much loan I have. It's gonna erase all of our profitability. The higher that loan gets. That train was very expensive. You better be paying off, buddy. Oh, looks like he's doing pretty good for himself. Not full. Like barely half full. So we've got at least this station in, so we don't have to worry about too much growth interrupting that. And that gives us our 4 cardinal directions for Indianapolis, which is going to be our hub city, obviously. And all other cities will bow to Indianapolis. And so let's take a look at St. Louis here. So this is, I've been kind of avoiding going across the river. I think that's supposed to be the Mississippi. So I've been kind of avoiding having to go across the river because bridges are not cheap. Not cheap at all. And speaking of not cheap, let's repay some more loan. I'd like, if I really was smart, I would wait a couple years and pay off as much of that loan as I can. Get our interest payments way down. I mean, our interest last year was hefty. I mean, we started with an, what was it, $6 million loan, and we're at 12.5 now. That is too high for my taste. Since we're making money now, I really don't like taking out whole lots of loans, especially now that interest is so much higher. So I'm going to try to repay as much of this loan between episodes as I possibly can, so we can start fresh and not have to worry too much about all the loan interest that we're paying. Because it's about $8,000 for every... Oh, is it 8,000? I forget what it is. I think it's 1.5%. I think easy is 1%. Medium is 1.5%, and then hard is 2.5%. So yeah, I'd love to upgrade this guy here because we've got a lot of potential income coming in. Look at that, it's already growing on the other side of the depot. Which is why you always want to do when you build onto cities like this, you always want that second street connection. Always, always, always. The Peter Witt streetcar. No thanks. So we chopped 30,000 off of our interest payment, but we're now in the red. There we go. A little bit of money. How are you doing? 29 out of 42. Are you profitable yet? I think he's close, if he's not profitable already. Barely profitable. So yes, we are profitable on this run already. Much faster turnaround on profitability the more lines we start feeding in Indianapolis. So that's fantastic. Fantastic news. And once we add this station, all of this should fill out just like all of this filled out. You know, and we could even add stations further out as the city grows to connect to other cities. So I kind of want to experiment a little bit with this playthrough and trying to see how big we can make a city. I've read reports of cities that are about almost 10,000 people, and that's huge. I mean, that's a huge city. Considering this city started out at less than 100 people, in 17 years we've already grown it, almost 400 people. So yeah, we're really growing this city fast, and this is without goods. Once we start feeding goods into this, it will have an effect. It's not nearly as big of an effect as people might hope it would be, but it definitely makes a difference, especially with your land values. So it makes a difference in how much land value is worth, because residential really looks at transport. What's the word I'm looking for? How close transport options are to them, and by some extent, industry and commercial have that too, but they really, really want goods. So we want to make sure we give them everything that they want. And I haven't been able to repay any more on my loan, so I gotta wait a little bit to build up a little bit more income to continue repaying that. But that'll have to do it for this episode. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.